bad. Maybe a little bit. You took it this far.
Okay. Make a rule if there's hesitation, you're out.
Yeah, would they be on
If you're
me?
judge.
No,
Take a deep breath in. Out. And begin. Hiya.
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 Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. It's the people to my right. They screw up.
Judge. Hesitation rule. Hesitation rule.
$10 because Saeed gets out next.
Okay.
No hesitation.
Keep your eye on different parts. Breathe in.
Did it end at me? Was I up? And then she didn't chop me in time?
Yeah.
Yes. Hiya.
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 Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Count.
Hiya.
I'm out. I'm out first. No, you stay. Really?
You just got out and rolled around, so it didn't like stop anything.
Where how'd you
She
go?
went. She was like, she was two across.
When it wasn't.
Has anybody ever she got herself out? Or wait,
Bang?
well, no, she called me. I would never have gone out. No, I was hoping.
Yes.
Okay.
Catherine.
I was looking right at you.
I know. All right. I got
Strict judge she is.
I got these guys. I got these guys.
Okay, good. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Oh! Man. The more I say it's like, I say, I just like, I'm like,
Get it, Owen. Get it.
I think it's working. I think it's working. These guys are just that good. Oh my God.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about that, honestly.
It was out here.
No, it's good.
Did I think?
Yeah, I think Sarah's
Okay.
I keep getting to that every time.
So judges in the middle, we're thinking about how, I mean, they need to focus on the game. So we need to think about how could you play this game for fun with a group of any age student of something. What else could you teach about it? I told you what I teach about it. But how could you use this game to address another topic?
You
Does
could
that
go
make sense?
from,
No,
like-
don't say it yet.
Oh,
Hold
okay.
hold that question. And
It wasn't a question, it was a statement, but okay.
oh.
Stop.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go on.
She's a troublemaker.
I see. Okay, are you ready?
Yes. Now my mind doesn't.
Yeah, you kind of distracted us. Misha.
All right, I'm ready.
Marshmallow.
Okay.
Hiya.
Wait a second.
Wait, no.
Hiya.
I think she's just out.
No, God. That was
I think you're out. I think you're out.
No, what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're straight. No mistake.
Oh,
We're going over that. We might need
Yeah, because I did that before.
It starts with you.
I think we might need
Hold on, wait, they're gonna leave the middle, I think.
Yeah.
because I think you're getting too small. We need to stand on the periphery, and you guys need to go.
Catherine thinks she's special because she's
I love
the fast
my
one.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hiya.
Hiya, hiya, hiya.
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 Wait, whoa.
All three of them are out. Wait, no, she did it right. You guys get him out of here.
I'd both be out, me and Saeed.
No.
No. Yeah,
You chopped. She put her
I
arms
don't know
up.
what happened.
She didn't put her arms up soon enough.
Okay, you're all.
Y'all are the judges.
All three of them. I got them all out. Did you see that? I can.
All here.
I'll just get so much for me.
Jack. We're still trying to get Mark too.
I had to get out.
Who's starting?
I don't know.
Breakout. Mark. Yeah. So stressful.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya.
It's so hot here. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya.
What was that?
Final four.
This is like, there's only 3 minutes, so it's a process of now who's going to be eliminated.
I guess I outscored the whole time. Wait a minute.
What country do you represent?
Oh, I represent Armenia.
Armenia.
Armenian.
Armenia.
Yeah, it made me. I'm sorry. That was my book bag. It's just that.
I had it at 74. I went sister no.
Uganda. Okay, we have a competition.
I understand. That's just
You
a funny
center
thing to say.
yourselves in the middle of the ring. This is sort of like the,
I mean, if you really want us to,
yeah.
it's the final countdown. We like chopping.
Okay,
I'm probably gonna hit someone in the face.
and
Should we sign? Yeah.
Andy begins.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya.
No laughing.
He's
Hiya. Hiya.
okay.
Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya. Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Okay, freeze. The trick now is you cannot laugh. You have to.
Oh, geez.
I'm
Can I just get out now?
Make me make.
I was laughing the whole time.
Leave it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I really I'm ready.
If you catch them laughing.
Eye contact.
Okay, your goal is to.
Also, no grunting. No grunting.
You guys should say hiya.
Look at Mark.
And it's not a hiya, it's a hiya.
Grunting is essential.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Hiya.
Yeah, you keep just put it
Yeah.
you know, you're like,
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah, you were getting
I had to remind myself what I was
We
saying.
could all hear that you were getting tired.
Ready, so ready.
The key to this
Yeah, smart. Yeah.
key to this is to make Morgan laugh.
Yeah.
All right.
Da. Hiya.
Yeah.
Hiya.
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 Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hiya.
For 1 second, I was like, I can't.
Okay,
Owen was just
having a
about to
seat,
start
having a seat, having a seat.
Represent Armenia.
It got hotter in here.
Nice. Madagascar, Armenia. Mark is now the center of attention.
oh wow.
Please join us.
Oh, my bad.
Please join us. I would like to introduce Kathleen. Kathleen McGovern is going to join us and is working with me as a doctoral student. Would you like to say a few words?
I'm very excited to meet you. I am a language and literacy education person and a theater person. Woo! That's all. Those are my
Can
words.
you tutor me in Spanish?
I do not speak Spanish. I could, but it wouldn't be successful.
But she does speak le français.
It's like take
in French.
Okay, will you just say a few words? Just say a few words.
Can you please speak to us in French? Because I wanted to learn it, but my school didn't have it. Friend?
Oh my gosh. More.
Okay, discussion. How could you, so I like to think of these games as, in one of the chapters in my book is called More Than Fun and Games, that these games lend themselves to other kinds of conversations about conflict, about human interaction, about any number of things. And you guys are in a whole different world. Some of you are in medicine, others are in engineering. Can you imagine playing this game in another context where you could connect it or transfer it to content, to a message, to something you might learn from this game? Maybe let's start with something simple. What did you learn as you were playing the game? Like, what did you notice about how you played or how other people played?
Okay,
but I know like the precision and like how much you have to pay attention. I guess you like if you want to tie it into like engineering, you have to be precise, and you also have to be creative. So it's like you have to like kind of think about everything and get the whole picture.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh no, I didn't learn much of so.
I would go with like the piggyback off of Casey and say like the attentiveness of it, especially like education, like within the classroom and stuff, like focused. Why not?
I was noticing that I had like my multitasking brain on, where I was really watching. In fact, with Sparkle, I was like, we had to be in sync.
Yeah, we did.
And I remember one time I was slightly off in cue, and I was like, okay, next time I said to myself, I had a private message where I was like, okay, I need to slow down, look at her, or like have my peripheral vision on.
Like communication skills.
Yeah, like there was another thing that I was thinking about, and I just remembered it in particular in your direction, and I can't remember who was to this way.
I think I was next to you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
Who was next to you? I was doing it with you.
yes.
You never looked at me.
I
Like,
just-
we just were always in
For me,
sync.
I just could hear and I like match my voice and motions with it.
Yeah. Like I didn't, we're in so, I don't know why.
I like it.
Yeah. So other experiences, like with your side partners or your field or?
I mean, I couldn't look at Owen in the end, so I had to rely on like listening and knowing like, well, doing it so much with him, like knowing when he would do it and like wait on me and stuff like that. So.
And that kind of goes with like how quickly like we kind of form habits. Like all of us kind of got in that groove of like we're at a certain point we like knew to say hi out. Like when I hesitated and all three of us got out, it was because like we were all on that pattern and I had messed that pattern up. So it was like they were so used to saying it at a certain time in a certain pattern. So like we kind of pick up on that really fast in like some ways. But then like that also goes with like towards the end of the game where as like the rounds kept going on, you kind of noticed people were getting like tired. Like the hi-ya was becoming slower, and that kind of goes with, like, I think sometimes we get like a routine and like in our professions and stuff it can kind of seem boring of us doing like the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And that kind of started to show just like a simple game. If you want to go really way deeper than that needs
I
to
was about to say, you
go.
just got deep. That was good.
Way deeper than it needs to go.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking about
Good
social
analyzation.
change. That was beautiful. Like, and it's why people we like habit, and yet habit can become boring and monotonous. So we have to break it too. It sort of goes back to your point where we need discipline and like we need precise precision, but we also need creativity. It's an interesting juxtaposition and somewhat kind of an irony. Any other thinking? What else happened for you? Should we play some more games? Listen, so I wanted to lay out a couple of things that are going to happen. Kathleen is helping me with the class, and we were just reorganizing the ELC site. Most of you participated. Where's Hunter? Sorry.
It's okay.
We missed his post, and he corrected us, and that was great. So you're part of the discussion posting. Are there any questions about the where to find it or how to do it or? Yeah.
I was really confused. I couldn't find it.
Okay. So we'll have to.
I don't know if it was bad at ELC. It's probably
Same.
more.
I had.
It's really confusing.
Yeah, I just
Like
couldn't.
I wasn't
find it.
sure. Yeah.
So under tools, Kathleen will show you. And
To show you now.
yeah, that'd be great. That part of this assignment is really about just teaching you the tools, and also, as I said last week, and some of you guys weren't here, it's also teaching you accountability, so that if it's Friday at midnight, when it's the first post is due, we're just going to hold to that. And if you have something, you're going to a party on Friday, you can't do it by midnight, well then you have to responsibly doing it on Thursday. And we have our group me, so Savannah's not on that, and Lizzie. Saeed is the keeper. He knows how to do that. If you have that app, it's easy. I think it wasn't easy for Kathleen to join. I tried to add her, but she didn't have that app. But did you add it already or no? Okay, no problem. We'll add you at some point. But anyways, that's a nice way to have your friends help you remember, ask questions, be accountable, blah, 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 blah. Oh, God. I will not.
Could have been another game, you know.
Yeah.
Who wants to pay?
So when you go into ELC, you will have you know how to get into the course on ELC? Okay, so when you open the course, if you go to Tools and click this little arrow, you can go down to the discussion boards.
It's much easier. I was like going all the way through it.
Yeah, it's very confusing. At the top of the discussion board, it will give you, it will show you the dates of each week that we're meeting, along with some other information. And then we've added dates to the assignments that are due. So now it's week 2. If you click on week 2, you get to the discussion board. And if you would like to make a new, if you would like to,
points there though, like we don't want to show points.
oh, no, I don't think so.
Okay, I'm just like, don't show the points.
No. Also, we can view this as a student.
Yeah.
Okay. So, tools, discussions.
Can we look at week 3, because that's the next one?
Is it unlocked already?
Yes.
So, here we have week 3. You've got an agenda for what's going to happen.
We're having, while we're there, so this theater company that I told you about last time, so hopefully Savannah and Lizzie, part of being in this class is that you're available February 8th in the evening. That's a Friday night. And we're invited to his theater, the Moonlight Theater, which is at a place called the Leathers Building on Pulaski near downtown. And so hopefully with the people that responded that have cars, we'll figure out how to ride share, or if you have to Uber or Lyft, or if I have to pick you up, I will happily do that. But I think there was enough people. How can I see with hands who has cars on campus? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some. Well, look at the people who have cars. Those are the people you need to connect with.
Lot W9, top roof, 2006 Jetta Silver TDI.
Who will need a ride? Raise your
Gotta
hand.
steal that, 'cause
Well,
I'm gonna
unless
go
there's
next
a
to my mom.
bus. that can, like-
There's not.
My roommate has a car.
What's that?
My roommate has
You can route me Catholic Catherine.
Okay, well, we want you to take fewer cars, because while
Oh, yeah.
there's plentiful
dear God,
parking,
no,
it's
never
not like
mind.
that much parking, have all of us drive separately. And so we're invited to his theater, I think it was 6 o'clock, I want to say, or 6:30, I can't remember. I think we said 6 to 7:30 would be the workshop. And he said to me, well, why don't they just open for the comic that night?
So what do you mean by open?
That's what I said. What do you mean by open? That's really early in the semester. He said, well, why don't I come to the class and I'll coach you to perform.
So wait, do we have to be funny?
So this is where we improvise in this classroom. So he's coming next week and Kathleen will be here next week. I cannot be here next week and I'm devastated because I want to learn from him too. He's an expert in physical comedy as far as I could see. He studied in France and he said his cohort of theater students, he doesn't speak French. His teacher was a famous French director. Maybe, do you know any more of this than I do?
No, I don't.
Okay.
So what do you mean by physical?
So I mean that he was studying, you asked a question.
Sorry.
30 different languages, so the comedy was all based on the universal language of physical humor, that you wouldn't need to understand the words being spoken. There's so much you can express. And so they had a performance recently where one of his actors, all he did the whole time was move his eyebrows. Yeah, like that. Like, what are funny things you can do with your body? So that seems to be his specialty. And I thought that was very interesting because that's one of my limitations is I want to learn more about how to physicalize better. And also, like, if you have a cup that's here and you drink it and I put it down, then when I go back for it, I don't want to go here. I want to remember where it is. Like, these are creating objects in space that don't exist. Pantomime, yeah. So he's going to come and teach you twice, the 2 weeks prior to the 8th, which is our official workshop with him. And then if we are ready, and some of us may be more ready than others, I do not know what will happen. For some of you, this is no big deal. You've been on stage before, or you're excited about it, but we should all be nervous. I mean, like, the most experienced performer, I don't care how much experience, and I don't know if you would agree with me, but you're nervous every time, don't you think? Yeah. I'm
So-
nervous every class I teach, like in the beginning, yeah.
When he comes, is he gonna like make a routine for us, or are we gonna do that like after he coaches us? Like if we were to open, like are we gonna come up with what we do, or is he gonna?
I imagine that's probably something that he'll kind of feel out with you guys and he'll probably start with a lot of the same kinds of games that you're already playing in the class.
Okay.
Yes.
We love games.
We love it. I think it's, you're gonna go to dinner with people.
Solid.
Someone go to dinner with her.
I'll
I'll just stay here and play cards after class. Other ones we
Yeah, I'll call your mom too.
we can have social time.
FaceTime her and
Fun.
she can play games.
We've got, time is limited, we have so much to learn about each other, so moving along. So he is coming next week, and in the meantime, I want you to be looking at your resources, because one of the assignments in this class, so I put you, Savannah, on the spot because I liked the video you contributed, and I thought, oh, that would be a great lesson plan for class. So if I'm gonna do this in the future, I probably wanna have these cards maybe pre-made or some ideas in advance. And I want you to think, what do you want to bring? Maybe I'd bring a hat instead of a scarf, you know, that kind of thing. So we have created, and maybe you could jump there, or is it there already, the lesson plan template?
So if you go to content, and then you go down to syllabus and assignments. Here we have, I think we can open this in a new tab, instructions and the template for the lesson plan. So here are the instructions. Oops. You can download them if you go down here and click download. And here is a template. So this is an example game with goals, time, materials, instructions, adaptations, and then instructions for your reflection.
So we're creating like basically a class session.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily be a whole session. It could be, but I mean, for example, this Haya game, if she was going to teach it in the context of an engineering school, does it say to identify the target group? We should probably add, who are you teaching it to? So if you can imagine going into your engineering cohort, that would be different than going into a sixth grade science classroom. Someone's training to be a science teacher. Okay, I can't remember. Someone was English. Okay, so like working with secondary high school English students would be different than working in language arts in primary school or in engineering. So you'll have to identify who your target is. We were going to have you go into elementary classroom, but there's no common times for any of us. Yeah.
I went and looked. There's like all red and yellow, no green.
Yeah, I think it's just too impossible, and if we have too many different subgroups, I just can't do it. So our performance, experience of performance will be on the 8th in the evening if we do it. And so that'll get that experience for the class, and then this will be just the practice of being a good teacher. Most of the time now, I do have notes with me for today about the game, so I remember some of my favorites, things I want to do, maybe in a different order, but I don't have to have the step-by-step procedures anymore because I've led them so many times. But when you're new, you should learn how to write out what you're going to do and what order, what materials you need in advance, what's the goal of the lesson, how does it connect to the group, things like that. Okay.
So just generally in ELC, in the contents table, you should be able to find all the contents you need. If you can't, let me know. So the first thing you do is you go into the tools and the instructions, look at the discussion list for the week that we're in. So for next week, you're gonna read and review the improv resources, which are down here. You can scan them. You don't have to read them all in depth, but you should look them over. And there are links here to the required readings. So that just downloaded the ISFP handbook. And here are optional readings. You're going to
No. The Sawyer is required. That's the one article for the week. And the book, I used to require you to buy the book. I don't want to do that anymore. So just know that I have a book. It's really great. Do me a public service and ask your home library in Winder or Gatesville or wherever you are to carry it. I have many books, so that would be neat. Don't buy it. You can look at, we have a couple of copies on reserve here. it's not required reading. I will deliver that information from the book as part of our class. But, so the only thing that's the required, are you able to move it?
I am, but I have to change the view.
Okay, don't worry.
So I'll change it right after class.
They know, they're informed now that we're reading the Sawyer article, and this is about education and improv comedy and why the two are important together. I don't care if your field is education or not. Education is relevant to all of us. We've all been learners in K-12. We're all going to teach in some way or another in our livelihood. So I think it's a good piece to read.
And then if you click here and you want to, or you need to respond, so you read the prompts and then click start a new thread. Post.
And that's due every week by Friday midnight or 11:59.
And then by the next Tuesday, you need to respond. So you can open up
Voice to two different people.
and you can hit reply and then post your reply. So 2 responses, 1 main post. Do you have any questions about navigating the site or how to post? Review
You're gonna
materials?
respond to your post.
I'm gonna
It was a great example.
Can you reply to an email, or like, so one thing that is very confusing to people and you should know, which is why I like having GroupMe in other ways, is when you get an email through ELC and how do you show us how to forward email from ELC, have you done this already, to your regular email account? Does that make sense? I think it's under your name where it's like says Kathleen. I think you have profile notifications, I think, or account settings, one of those.
I did that a long time ago.
Right.
Oh yeah,
So
okay,
you
so
have send it to,
contact methods, email address.
I have it changed to go to my Gmail, for example. But when I get an email from you and it goes to my Gmail, if I reply, then it is not gonna, who can help me explain this? Have you experienced this yet? If you have it forwarded to your Gmail account, and then you receive it in your Gmail account, and you just hit reply, it's going to be a weird email that is like UGA dot, what?
.vu.
Yeah,
It's something like that.
Because
I
I
did
tried
that
to
today.
respond to your email that you sent me earlier today, and I had to go in and like change who it was
Yes.
sending to because it was like undeliverable.
Same.
I was
Yes.
like, what does that mean?
So all of us have UGA.edu, but if you send it through ELC, it's like UGA.view. It does
Yeah,
it
it's
adds
weird.
some weird things, and I will never know you sent it. So even if you tell me, like this morning, you sent you think you sent an email that said you're going to be 5 minutes late, which I did receive, but you're not late. So like, wow. You may think you sent it, and the person who is supposedly the recipient never will have received it, and that can be a communication breakdown and result in some bad feelings, and that could have consequences in other courses or with other peers if you're working with. So you need to learn that stuff here. It's like your testing ground. So try, and I make mistakes however many years later after they've implemented the system, I still mess that up.
Okay, so the email that I sent to you, did you get that or no?
I did get one
Okay.
from you, but it was sent, you did the correct thing.
Yeah, I had, because I like tried to send it like 2 or 3 times, and I was like, wait, why isn't this sending? And then it finally clicked.
So
that.
you got it returned to you? You were
Yeah, like
made
it-
aware?
Would send me a little thing that said undeliverable.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then, so I like had to go back and like delete who I was sending to, and then retype in your name, and it pulled up the correct one.
Okay, that's good that you got something that told you it didn't work. I've had it where it doesn't tell me for days, it's, and then I think it's sent.
Yeah.
And then I have so many emails in my inbox, I won't see an undeliverable, and I'll just be like, why didn't they write me back? So rude, yeah. So this is part of this whole system, learning it together and using it together. Can we go back to the discussion and the weeks, the list of the dates, because there's some new things in there. So up on top, so next, we're at the 16th, so Chase will be here in this room on the 23rd and the 30th. And then on the 6th, and it's likely that on the 23rd, you may end early, it just depends. I know you will have to go to your class and you'll be hosting Chase. And you could just let him know that he can end when you need to leave, or you can leave him and he will need to leave on his own. And then the 30th we'll be here together with him. The discussion, things proceed. I would love, and maybe I'll add something in the post for week 3 where you can tell me how it went, because I am eager to hear your responses and your reflections on that class experience. On the 6th, rather than having a class here, you're gonna post and do all that stuff, but our class will be the 8th. Does that make sense? So you'll just move that time. So don't come here on the 6th. The 13th, we come back together. I think that's the week when your lesson plan is due, and you will do it for us. That day, you will have practiced it, you will claim it on ELC for that week. It's the first person who claims it. So if everybody loves the alphabet game, but someone's already, first of all, it's already posted, so you can't do that one. It's already written up. But let's say it wasn't, and I chose to do the alphabet conversation game, and then you couldn't claim it once it was already claimed by someone in the class. Does that make sense? So there can't be 2 of the same. And that's so that when we come together on the 13th of February, we will play your games. You will teach us, and that will be our class. And we'll go as long as we need to. So plan on a longer class. If something is in your way, you have something afterwards, let us know well in advance. I'm assuming everybody could make a little bit longer session. It might be like a 3-hour session. Depends on how long we take playing the games. It'll be fun. Make it fun. Make sure we enjoy it. Pick good games. We like food. We like food. I like food. Prizes would be really fun.
Like a treasure box, so if the person wins the game, gets to.
I mean, prizes,
Kindergarten.
prizes can make people feel bad. Everybody's a winner.
Bring a bunch of trophies. Winner?
You're in charge.
No, I don't want to bring trophies.
The 20th, it's not listed there, but it is listed in the discussion week, and I need to repost that there's a special event, another opportunity. We will not meet here. We will meet in the MLC 148, and I'll alert you to that as time goes on, and we'll make sure I'm listed here. The 27th, I don't understand. Are we only supposed to meet for 7 or 8 weeks? Or
7.5.
It's 7.5, and I don't know how you do that with like 1 week, one day a week.
I don't get that. I'm going to have the 8th class be flexible. I do want to require you to come to the performance for a book that we're going to read, and hopefully when I get them, I can gift it to you for free. It's a really important award-winning text, and I have a whole event series. It's called Citizen, and maybe on the 30th, hopefully on the 30th I'll have the book, or by the 8th or the 13th, and Kathleen is acting in this play, and I am producing this play, and I need your help I need your service to help pass out free books to people, make them happy, and seat people, and be a part of this amazing event on campus. So look at the 22nd and 23rd, if we can all meet on one of those nights. It's a Friday, Saturday, or half can go on one and half the other. We can just work it out as we go along. But I would like that to be like our finale.
February or March?
March, yeah. So it's after spring break. Yeah. And then tearful goodbye. And then you get to focus on your finals for your other classes.
Yay.
Yeah.
My birthday is right in the middle of that.
Oh,
Love
fun.
that.
Let's play some more. Are there any other questions?
Oh, I wanted to ask about that improv Friday night.
Yes.
Is that free?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's donation. I think they want you to give money. Did anyone see?
Well, yeah, I mean, they always
Yeah, I think it's like you can bring a few dollars and they take cash
Okay.
donations, but there's no fee.
Alright.
And it's super fun.
And what do we do, like, that'll count as, like, part of
One of your performances.
what
So
do we do for that?
did you put it up there already, the response, or not yet? I know we have an assignment Dropbox for it.
Okay,
I think I
so-
saw it on the.
I have not uploaded that yet.
Okay,
Did it say on there too, like if we come to the citizen thing, that can be
that counts
changed?
as one.
So then we
Is that
typically
one-
already have 2 like scheduled.
Yeah, because you have the show, the comedy show that we're gonna see on the 8th after we're on, and we have Citizen, that's 2.
Oh, so we should do more.
Yeah, so just one more.
Y'all let me know when you want to.
The improv thing.
What play are you doing, Catherine? Aren't you helping with some stage or something?
Yeah.
Which one's that one?
Emperor of the Moon, it's like right before spring break.
I found my third one.
Good. And by all means, advertise whatever
You can
shows you're
sell
in or things you'd like to go to, that you'd like company. I mean, the more the better. You know, it's just a minimum. Just like with response posts, the minimum is 2. But I'm expecting, I mean, everybody posted such wonderful videos that you're encouraged to look at more people than just 2. But if I don't require 2, then some of you might not look at anybody, so. Sad. Okay, up. Let's do some more.
Alphabet conversation game.
I think we've been all sitting too long, so we can't do alphabet just yet. Let's do pass the emotion.
Oh,
Pass the emotion.
I'll pass the emotion.
Okay, so you think of an emotion, a word that can go with the emotion, and you do an expression of that emotion, and it goes like telephone down through the whole circle. And you can do it exactly the way the person did it who is giving us that emotion, kind of like name game with a gesture and a sound. Or you can make it your own. Okay? So, does anyone want to start?
I'm still kind of confused.
Yeah, I don't fully
Yeah,
understand.
you just
Okay, I'm just passing it to you, and you're gonna do what I do or make it your own. Okay?
You just pass the emotion.
Oh, no.
Okay. You should not that hard.
Ready?
stairs are
Cranky.
cranky.
Cranky. Cranky.
Cranky.
Cranky.
That's what I remember.
Cranky.
Cranky.
Cranky. Cranky.
Cranky.
Cranky.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. Oh, my turn.
Joy. Joy.
You have to say the word.
Joy.
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 I was wondering.
Joy.
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 Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
Oh, dang it, I just got good with joy.
Love.
Whoa.
Love. Love. Love.
Love.
Love.
Love.
Love.
I do. Love.
Okay.
Responsible.
Sadness.
Sadness.
Sad.
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 She's like, okay. Wait. Excited.
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 Sorry,
That was more like deathly terrifying.
Who did that?
It's sad.
That was at extreme.
When I get excited, it's
Chill.
like doesn't have much.
Chill.
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 Oh, I don't know. I had one, then I lost it because I got confused. Sorry, guys. Anxious.
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 Anxious. Anxious.
Anxious.
Anxious.
Anxious.
Anxious.
Anxious. Anxious.
Anxious.
Anxious.
Curious.
Sherlock Holmes over there.
Curious.
I don't know how to do curious.
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 Curious. Curious?
Curious.
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 Fear.
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 Well done.
Fear. Good one.
Fear.
Fear.
Confident.
Run up. Can't relate.
I know for it.
Confident. Her hand on her head.
The swipe of the hair.
Confident.
Confident. Confident.
Confident.
Confident.
Confident.
Confident.
Confident.
Confident.
Embarrassed.
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 I was getting the same thing.
Embarrassed.
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 I thought you said you had a good one.
No, I had a good one for joy. Which is
Sassy.
sassy.
Oh.
Sassy.
Sassy. Snapping.
I hate this ending.
Sassy.
Sassy.
You just have to say it normally.
Oh, that's true. It was like the opposite of me. Not even sassy. Sassy.
Sassy.
Sassy.
That was a good
Sassy.
You didn't even say the word.
Oh my god.
Sassy.
Disgusted.
Oh my god, I was gonna do that one.
I was like, wait, she didn't do sassy.
Disgusted.
Disgusted. Disgusted. Disgusted. Disgusted.
Disgusted.
Disgusted.
Disgusted.
And I'm disgusted.
You better.
It was for the bit.
Disgusting.
Disgusted. Oh. Alright, yeah. Energized.
Oh yeah.
Energized.
Okay.
Energized.
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 Go for chill.
Energized.
Energized.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
funny.
goodness. It was the range of natural to unnatural.
Scared of that. Here for children.
Okay,
It works.
I'm just kidding.
let's do a round of 3-line scene. Have you guys
What?
played 3-line scene before? This is when they'll get everybody involved. So let's have somebody stand here. This is our stage is that way. So maybe half of the folks line up going from this way to this way.
Facing this way.
So we have
No, wait.
all right, more
You
people
said you
fit.
don't volunteer.
Everybody.
What's happening?
Okay, we can all fit. Good. Okay, line up.
Wait,
Wait a
are we gonna photo show?
Go around. Okay, so the first person, I'll be the first person.
Okay.
So, because I like to play too. So you come out and so an important concept in improv and maybe all acting and life is endowment. Have you heard about endowment before? So we want to endow your actor with information that will help them build a scene and maintain their integrity on the stage. And this is true in a faculty meeting. This is true in the workplace. This is of any kind. This is true in engineering and medicine. You want to be giving people opportunities to succeed rather than like undermining their success. So I'm going to do, the first person out is going to create some kind of physical gesture or movement so that the actor with his first line can then give me something back that will endow me and tell me more about who I am.
So like we're continuing a story?
It's 3 lines. So first movement, no words. First line, second line, third line, scene.
Can we make noise with our movement?
No. So
So it's like one word or like one line? Like I can do a line when after, okay.
yeah, so you're going to tell me something about I'm going to tell you something about
Like
who I
I go
am.
off your movement.
Yeah, and you can see that and change expectation. That's super fun.
Okay.
You can just go with what I'm doing. You want to tell me, so these are the principles my teacher taught me. CROW: character, relationship, occupation, where. So with your line, you're going to tell me something about who I am as a character, or something about what our relationship is, meaning like, are we siblings? Are we parent-child? Are we colleagues? Who are we in relation to each other? Occupation: what am I doing and what are we doing together in this scene? So what's the work? The occupation can be like playing Scrabble or major surgery. And then where are we? Like, what's the climate? What's the environment like? What's the lighting? What's the temperature? What's the geographic place? So you want to endow with those things. So you're
Do you
thinking.
have to cover all of those in 3 months?
No.
Okay.
It's ideal if
I'm
you
over here
just.
like, what?
It'll be a long ride.
Maybe let's pick one to focus on. When you endow with the first line, tell your actor where you are in space and time. Give me some idea of where we are. And if you can't do that, then do one of the other things. But you want to give me information and focus on where we are.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So, and I may give that to you.
I just stay right here, right?
You stay there until you're ready to come into the scene and give me a line.
Okay.
So this is the stage. So you guys are going to just.
Sis, did you really not clean the house while I was gone?
I am sick of picking up your toothpaste from the sink that makes a mess in Mom's bathroom when she's out of town.
Well, I would love to spit the toothpaste in my bathroom, but you clogged the sink.
Scene. So you begin the act. That was terrible.
I gotta do it again.
It's hard to be the teacher and be present in the moment, but I'll go with it.
Okay.
The best thing is to learn how to fail. You're going to do a motion, and then Taylor, it appears, will be the person who will give the first line.
Question, does it have to continue with what just happened, or is it?
No,
Okay,
new,
cool.
entirely new, better involved.
I was literally gonna do brushing my teeth.
And get into a flow, we will not stop and talk in between. We will just like boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Okay.
And so the stage is that way.
Right. I knew that.
Hey, we
do
can-
I have to do it to where people can see?
Yeah, can you face this way?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, come.
I mean, I could do it like
You're
this, I
supposed
guess.
to have your back to the audience.
You're not the audience, you're the
I
actor.
don't want to be the audience.
Yeah, we want to be the audience.
Okay, from Catherine down, you guys go sit in the audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this puts people on
And then
bonus. Sorry.
Right.
Actually shaking.
You're so sassy.
I don't need to be. I don't know. You guys look the worst way.
You can't be the boss of me, Catherine.
Catherine.
Okay.
Can you hurry up while making that pancake?
Listen, I'm making it with love, so I would be patient.
You better after the comment you made about how I smell.
So Taylor, you would go, no,
No,
you're
you're
done.
done.
Stay on stage and you go to the end of the line, because we're still.
Taylor, you're the action now.
Beautiful.
I want to go again.
Got it.
Oh, that's right. I'm doing.
Yeah, what are the audience?
Okay. Don't ask.
You really can't do that in church.
Watch me.
God doesn't like it.
You really can't do that in church.
Mom, can you please stop doing this in front of my friends?
Good.
They're all looking at you and it's embarrassing me.
Scene.
Ma'am, you can't do that in the library. There are children here.
I thought it was
Too
personal
good.
computer time.
I couldn't please say.
I thought it was personal computer time.
Ma'am, there are tentacles on your screen.
That was a really good impression.
Are you ready for the big race?
Of course I am. You already know.
Wow. I hope you win this year.
I hate you, Mom.
I can't think of
Where to go?
Say,
So you're back on the line.
Wait. Oh.
I don't know anything else.
That's not how you play shuffleboard, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Let me show you.
Fancy.
Are you sweeping? Okay. It's like,
Hey, boy.
So we
Okay,
could
so
go.
let's take a break. What did you notice? Where were we?
in which one?
In just in any of them? What do you remember?
We were in a library.
We were in the library. That was a standout.
Either in a
We were
restaurant.
in a restaurant or at a house. They were making pancakes. So they were church. They were church.
Church, yeah.
Nice.
Out
Out in public.
At home.
At home.
at home. Yes.
At a race.
Yeah, possibly on a cruise.
Yeah.
So that moment.
At an
So-
old folks' home, maybe.
So you established where really either the physicalization gave it to us or that first line. The one thing, another truism for improv is I noticed a pattern, and I don't know if you guys saw it, and I don't know if you have any comment on it, but there was a lot of you're not supposed, like there was it was like
Prohibition.
yeah, and sometimes in improv you refer to that as denial. Just depend. It's something you want to be aware of, not to repeat a lot, because you want to. The dictum in improv comedy is yes and. So yes, you're on the computer and you're looking at porn or whatever it is in the public library. You might. How would you shift it to say yes and, or maybe not with those words, but actually we could try it with yes and. If you're not sure what to say. Say yes and then continue your sentence, but accepting what they're doing. Yeah.
How explicit can it get?
You keep doing it 'cause it's funny.
You should have asked that before.
Saeed's ready for February 8th or whatever.
I mean, we're no longer working with elementary school children.
Okay.
So let's just say that. Unless you're going to work with elementary school children, I would say monitor. Are you ready for round 2? You want a break? You want to make these guys go up?
Yes.
Yes, please.
There you go.
You get to do an action.
Oh, you didn't go?
And then Morgan. No, Morgan will stay. And
Morgan will
everybody
stay-
else,
Morgan will
everybody
stay with
join
us.
her.
That's good.
This is scary. Oh, you guys are so good.
I'm setting myself. That's like Saeed's my standard.
First over.
I
Wow.
want to be better than Saeed.
It was good.
Really?
I know. It was
Nice
good.
knowing you.
It's impossible.
Sure.
I'm rooting for you.
Does everybody do that already?
My phone's like almost dead. So.
To go off in the
Oh
middle
yeah, I'm in.
of-
Okay. We ready? Nope.
Yes.
Oh my god, this is a great song, man!
Yo, Dad, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, I'm just preparing for my math leads contest. Are you a DJ? Yeah, get out! Sorry, bro. See you later. Yeah.
She gonna die.
We calling 911.
I don't know where my life alert is. I can't get up.
I didn't find it. I'm sorry.
The scene.
Didn't find it. I'm sorry.
How low can you go?
Nice of you back there.
Yo, dude, get off my tail. What the heck?
Sorry, bro. Let me zoom on out of here. Swim.
What?
Let me zoom on out. I'm gonna zoom.
How's the water? It looks kind of cold.
No, it's pretty warm down here.
Really?
Yeah. Nice pool. Actually, no, it's the lawn, but oh well. Sprinklers are on.
Let's see. Remember, it's 3 lines.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Really good, Susie.
What? Do you need help?
Everyone just died.
Scene.
Literally. Actual representation of me and Racy.
How's it going? You're too slow. Okay.
Did you not say anything to how's it going?
She said.
How's it going?
Same.
I don't know what to do with that.
Yo, bro, do you think there'll be any chicks at this dance? Come on, man, kick him up.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
Scene. Okay. We went through one set. Group one, go back up.
That was a good high five. I did not. I was like, the voice. Yo, bro.
I wanted to be like a 5th grader.
Middle school dance.
Wait, am I still supposed to?
Do I have to go? Are you same order?
Join our group.
I don't think in the same order.
That was too much work.
I don't really remember what it was.
Too bad.
I was.
I don't think it matters the order.
So, 2 actors. I need 2. So Hunter and Taylor.
Okay.
You will establish non-verbally something that you're doing together. So one of you will take the lead without talking. You can watch. Taylor can watch Hunter. He's the lead actor. And then you have to talk about something that has nothing to do with what you're doing.
Okay, but when do we know like when to start talking?
After it's clearly established that you're doing something together.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And then you have to have a scene, and then we'll shift. And Taylor will lead, and Brianna, you'll come in.
Okay.
Wait, no, it keeps going.
So did you get your pregnancy test?
That's awesome. Scene.
Mowing the lawn, asking about the
Perfect.
pregnancy test.
Perfect. Multitasking, doing one thing, talking about something entirely different. Okay, so Savannah is up. with Taylor initiates. Sarah, you hold up. Taylor initiates the activity. Savannah joins the activity to talk about something totally different.
Oh my god, you know how baseball works?
You're rough.
Let's everybody count to make them go. Wait, hold on.
Sword fight.
Everybody count with me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scene.
So did you see that new movie with Jennifer Lopez in it?
I don't like Jennifer Lopez.
You should.
Like her, see it.
You should.
I'm still watching. I'm still interested. Keep going.
I thought it was 3 lines.
No.
That's because you like Jennifer Lopez.
Ah, scene. There we go. Back out. Nice. Okay. And Savannah, you will begin.
So good and British.
I will black out the scene when I think it's time to go, and we can change the role to this. Are we ready? So you're thinking of what you're going to initiate. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scene.
This is how I like to clean tables. That's nice. What'd you have for lunch today? Oh, bleach. Oh! That turned dark. Oh my god.
Whoa.
Well, I guess the show must go on. Cry.
I had a turkey on wheat.
You're still in the scene. You're still in the scene, Sarah. Hold it on your own. Lunch. Remember lunch.
Oh yeah. Well, I had a sandwich. It was pretty good.
Black out. Nice. So the idea is talk about something totally unrelated, and it was great. And so now, Sarah, you start.
Oh,
I don't want to go see.
And Lizzie's in. You can come out. You take your time. You can watch her as
Wow.
long as you want. Oh, hold on. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I know.
Topic unrelated to what you're doing.
I had an animal in my car today.
What kind?
I think it was a deer.
Oh.
Thank you.
I think you'd know.
I'm not sure. I'm kidding.
I think you'd know it if it was a deer.
That's a good brain. If she could do that and come up with, that was very interesting. Take your time. There's no rush. That was fantastic. Okay, and in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I got your test results back today.
What did it say?
It's not looking too good.
Really?
No.
Really?
I mean, I've had everything in the book, so I think I'm pretty good.
We'll see about
My
that.
burn's a little down there, but yeah, they don't make doctors like they used to. I used to be able to see in people's burns.
I know. So sad.
Blackout.
He's still down there, but I've had everything.
Into their rooms.
Last
Side, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Side.
In 5, 4,
3, 2,
1. See.
Yeah, I've been patrolling these neighborhoods in my van, but I can't seem to find any kids.
Instead of the van, there was candy. That's all I'm here for. Yeah. Where's the candy?
How old are you?
12?
You're too old. Get out.
Guys, for these guys.
It is our turn.
This is with your
I'm not going first this time. Someone else.
It's really not scary, y'all. We can
I just should not be allowed.
Saeed, you're done.
Okay, I'm done with the explicits.
I love Saeed's humor.
No, not that.
Can you guys just,
keep going, it
after,
makes me laugh.
maybe take note, what did you see that was most pleasing or surprising or funny to you?
The awkward silence.
The awkward silence, like taking time and not rushing into something like where was the awkward silence? I mean, the awkward silence
kitchen.
with Sarah and
In the kitchen.
Lizzie. Yeah, it was like you just waited and waited, and then what did you say?
I think it was the two. I hit an animal.
It was the, oh my god! It was so funny.
It was a deer.
So don't worry, take your time. Establishing the scene is really interesting in and of itself, like just to see where you are, so don't rush into it. And it doesn't matter who speaks first, it's like whoever can make something that's so unlike, your test results. They're looking at the sky and she's, changed it entirely. So other things that you remember that you enjoyed or that you thought worked well, or physicalizations where you could actually see where you were?
I like to
Oh, sorry.
the mundane situations and then like the crazy stuff, like just like who was it? I'm going back to yours, like the pregnancy thing. That was so funny.
Pregnancy test. That was so funny, so unusual. Yeah, that was crazy. Lawnmower and pregnancy test. I guess what do they call that? The juxtaposition, the unlikeness of those things. So keep that in mind as you go. And so we'll invite Casey up to the stage and Andy to observe as long as she needs to join in. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Why'd you take it? My crayons!
As different as let's do it again. Go back.
Okay.
Remember not to talk about the action.
Oh,
So you establish where we are with your physicalization or the relationship.
Yeah,
But
that's
you want
fine.
to talk about something
There you go.
totally unrelated.
totally unrelated.
So try to establish the where more than, you know what I mean? Like show the
Okay.
person you're with where you are, and then the thing you say should be totally unrelated to the activity. So if you're crying, it should be unrelated to crying.
Oh,
Remember?
okay, got
Okay,
it.
so-
Okay.
Let's put you, go in the back, Give it
Okay.
a chance again. Then it's fresh, and you're not on. In 5, 4, come on. 3, 2, 1.
So, you like socks?
No, I usually wear slippers. How about you?
Yeah, I like the ones with the little elbows.
Oh yeah? I think that's a controversial choice these days.
What about the shoes with the toe holes?
Shoot, I've never even heard of those. I mostly wear slippers and stilettos.
Cool.
How do you feel about Birkenstocks?
Oh, yeah, they're comfortable. How do you feel about Birkenstocks?
Well, I agree that they're comfortable, but blackout. I could watch that for a long time.
She just wanted you to suffer. So
I know.
she wasn't gonna say blackout. She just wanted to see how long you were gonna play tennis for.
You're just like.
Okay, no more 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're just gonna go.
She's really good at tennis, and she's not so good.
Oh, and no conversation between you guys are now an ensemble. We're gonna do one last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to get the mood, and then it's just the player, and I will black out, and the next one will be win. Okay? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time, watch what she's doing, join it, no Russian conversation.
So, what are you cleaning the house for, Mom?
Separate conversation from what you're actually doing.
Mom, I think we need to talk about something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know all the colleges I applied to this year?
Yeah? I'm sure you got into them all, honey. You're great. You're a great
no, I got
student.
into none of them.
Oh, well, you know, college is just not that important. I mean, there's lots of other things you can do with your life.
What, Mom?
Oh, I mean, you could become a circus performer. Like, I think that's a really great option these days. Honey, I don't see why you're so upset. It's fine. Lots of people don't go to college. I think you make more money that way.
What?
I think most people who don't go
Well, that's not what all my teachers have said.
Well, I mean, what do teachers know anyway, really?
You know, I applied to like all the technical schools in Georgia too, and none of them accepted me. I think there's just something wrong with me.
Oh, honey, you're perfect. No one has ever been
Except what she says.
more perfect than you.
Yeah, I know I'm perfect.
There's the bathroom.
Right? See? Maybe that can be the job you have for the rest of your life. Just
be
being
perfect?
a perfect person. Yes. Blackout.
God, this is funny. I don't think it will be.
Scene, talk about something.
So, did I get the job? God told me.
What God? Like, what does God have to do with computer
God told me
engineering?
no. So, no, you didn't.
Yeah, I'm not religious though, so.
I'm religious. And God said no.
What does this have to do about computer engineering?
It's just God puts people in your life.
Okay, like, I don't get it. I come here with you, and like, I went to the interview and I was so good, and like, you know?
Yes, Anne.
Yeah, I know you were great, but God told me no.
God
you
has
didn't.
nothing to do with computer engineering.
You're right. But He has
Does
all
this have
to do with my
mom said
life.
to you?
Not yes, but yes, and.
Yes.
You know, she's not my real mom. Praise be.
Really? She's not. Oh, wow. God still told me no.
Ted, that doesn't help me at all.
Endowed her with who he is.
I have nothing. That was all that was in my brain.
It's good.
All right. Taxi. God. Come on. Taxi. How do people in the movies do this? Taxi. Oh God, that was too much. That was too much.
Go taxi, taxi.
Taxi. Hey, what? Taxi.
Taxi, right here, right here. Shoot. Oh, God. It's raining. No.
Taxi.
where you're talking about something totally unrelated to what you're physically, where you are.
Man, these shoes. Am I the one? I'm sorry. Like,
It doesn't matter.
oh, yeah, am I right?
My nail polish always comes off at the tips.
Feel same, honestly. Like, where do you go? Where do you go? Like,
I mean, I can't figure it out. I use different, there's a new polish technique. Like,
Did you know they put bacon in mac and cheese now?
seriously? Oh my gosh.
what is that mac and cheese like nail polish or what?
Bacon nail polish, I like that.
It would probably smell pretty bad.
Dude! So does your wife know you're cheating on her yet?
Absolutely.
Blackout, wonderful. That's it.
One line.
Yeah, that's it. Totally different thing.
Oh, it smells like.
I wasn't supposed to say that.
Okay, it smells like. Smells like kittens.
You know, it's not good for me to start exercising when I'm this pregnant.
From what you're doing.
Oh, like go completely away?
The pregnancy is good.
Okay.
How about the father of the child?
Oh yeah. Like, oh yeah, him.
Yeah, me neither. I really thought that, oh, what is it? What's the word?
Trimester.
No. So many jumping jacks.
Do something else.
Okay.
Wait, where were you going?
I don't know.
Oh.
I was following the.
Oh, I don't know.
Someone help, you know?
Wait,
You
where
jump
were
in,
we?
Ask him if he's
exercise. Come on, Taylor, you go, you go, you go, you go.
But I thought he said he was pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Is this the father of your child?
What?
Wait, I thought I was the daddy.
It's okay, Casey, there, go with it, go with it, go with it.
Oh,
No, he's not the father.
good for you.
I don't know what happened.
Because I'm pregnant with this child too.
Father.
Because she was pregnant, so I guess.
I was.
She was pregnant, but then he became pregnant, and then I got confused.
We transferred
Are they both
pregnancies.
pregnant? We were both. What's the thing that you go to? I couldn't think of the word. Lamaze.
Lamaze.
That's what.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
I couldn't think of the word
Okay.
as I was doing
Okay.
jumping jacks and be like, you
Casey's
should
turn.
probably train
Okay.
yourself for Lamaze.
She's killing herself.
As soon as she said pregnant, I was like, oh.
So, I caught chlamydia like about to catch his big ass right here. Cousin Jenny pretty smoking. Have you seen Cousin Jenny?
Yeah, once or twice.
She your mother. I thought she was.
Oh, shoot.
Child, maybe you got chlamydia.
Blackout.
Oh my god.
Maybe you got
Like uncomfortable child.
Andy.
I'm like, Andy, you have to stay in it.
So many STDs. I'm your sister.
She is not done yet. Yes, yes, yes.
Did you say something needs to get away?
Huh?
Weird, get away.
Oh yeah, I heard so many STDs. So many STDs.
Me too. My legs.
So I hear the Martians just landed in Manhattan. No, I don't really think it is.
So are they green like everyone says?
I mean, I think there are varying reports on the color.
So like a rainbow?
Yeah, that makes the most sense. So are you like concerned?
Well, I live in Los Angeles.
Oh my God. Fantastic. And see. Okay, have a seat where you are. What did you love? What did you notice? Where were we? What's working?
Los Angeles.
Fantastic, wasn't it? Because it was like we were in Manhattan and then she changes and we shifts our expectations. Yeah.
She's like funny in like a not try hard
Yeah.
way, but it's
Like a very dry sense of humor, but I love
she's
it.
just talking. And it
Yeah,
sounds like
Sandy,
it's funny.
Andy. You guys.
Sometimes it's the funniest.
She's not even trying. It's just like.
I think so. You did.
You just.
Yeah, she's gotta be funny. It's something I desperately want to know.
I think like determining who the person is kind of makes it funny too. Like the way Casey was like talking about cousin
Jenny.
and she was like, I thought it was your mom. Like sometimes that kind of.
Establishing the who's the character and who are they in relationship to the other person. Very nice. Something happened where you were skydiving and then there was an affair.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That was funny.
That was really funny.
It was like an unexpected, that juxtaposition again was so strange. And,
Most off the wall stuff kind of.
Yeah.
I was like,
Anything
I
for
know
the
that-
actors, things that where you were nervous or you, I don't know, what was your experience?
I was not nervous because I knew in my mind what I was going to say as soon as I realized Mark was in front of me.
So the planning,
Wait.
and sometimes planning is dangerous. If you know what you're going to say in advance, it doesn't work. But
That was kind of my problem when I was going into hers knowing I was gonna say something. Then she started into taxi, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" Like, what? It didn't really work with
What were
it.
you going to say?
And it's like it was gonna be like some like political question or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna be like really like hastily doing something, and be like, "Oh, it's like, what's your opinion on Trump's border wall?" or something like that.
Yeah. So being in the, like, you have to go with what they give you, and then it ends up, if you can accept that, that's why I keep saying yes and. It's something they call side coaching, to remind you, it's always better on stage to accept what is offered than to deny it. If you can just say, oh, okay, yes, you're pregnant, but you look like a man, but okay, you're also pregnant, then we can have the scene just keep going, or when a change happens, you just say, okay, all right, we're in a new world now. We're with Martians. Yeah.
I think it's a lot easier if you're doing something like simple as your activity, because then you don't like.
Physical activity drains you, so you're not really thinking about it.
Yeah.
Well, I found it more easy when you're like really engaged in a physical
Me too.
I
The
did
more
not
you're
think
doing, the
entire
easier.
time I was doing jumping jacks.
Like in that lawnmower.
Yeah.
I'm not a
that physical.
I'm not a multitasker at all.
Yeah. Maybe knowing what's good for you is
Mhm.
important, and then of course getting to know each other as an ensemble and what's good for each other. I've had occasions where you'll have a real, like a Russian literature specialist in your ensemble, and they'll put some kind of, or someone who's really keened into politics and reading the newspaper, and if your ensemble actor isn't, you can get them into trouble if you start referencing things that they don't know. So you have to learn how to take care of each other. Okay, alphabet conversation. So let's change groups, audience to actors. And most of the troupe, except 2 people, need to start. You guys know the alphabet?
Is this where you like take a letter and that's what you start your sentence with?
Yes.
Okay.
Explain the rule. All right, he knows what he's doing. So we're gonna have, this is our troupe. We're gonna have 2 actors begin. You guys are gonna give me, think about a relationship that 2 actors can have. Can I have a second actor come up?
Anybody? I don't smell.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Saeed and Hunter. So think crazy, what relationship could they be to each other?
Twins.
Love that for us.
Anything else?
Like husband and pregnant wife.
Oh, you're the wife.
Actors, what are you? What are you? Did you hear something you like?
Yeah, he said like husband and pregnant wife. That could be funny.
Wait.
Like 9 months on the way to the
You can't
hospital.
tell who's who.
In the labor.
In labor.
In labor.
No. You can give each other a look, but like you don't want your audience to know. So you're twins.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Start fresh. You're twins. The reason why you don't want to give too much away. So you don't want to have that plan. We have twins. They're going to start the conversation. The first person to speak has to begin with a sentence or a word that begins with the first letter in the alphabet. A, B, C, D.
Wait, we go all the way through just us?
Until somebody messes up. At
Oh.
which point, you, the audience,
this. Fucking made me
scream,
know.
die.
And do they die?
They have to die by the letter. So if they mess up and they skip the letter D, then I'll say death by, give me something with a D.
I can't.
Donuts.
By donuts, and they'll have to show us dying somehow related to donuts. Does that make sense?
So what is us being twins have to, we have to incorporate.
That's your conversation.
Oh.
So you take turns having alternating conversational turns,
Does it
and
have
they have
to make
to alternate
sense?
with the letter.
Yes,
As soon as it's absolutely not making sense or not in accordance with the alphabet, what do you scream?
Die.
1, 2, 3.
Die.
Okay. And 5, everybody. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Andy, I think we're starting to look a little bit different than each other.
Boyd, I don't think we look that much alike, honestly.
Can you be a little bit more reasonable?
Do you even know what you're talking about right now?
Even though, I mean, we have the same genetics, I just feel like maybe with like our hair color, it's starting to change a little bit.
Fading? Do you mean like fading of the hair color?
God, Andy, can't you see what I'm trying to say?
Can I pause real quick? Can I do like, does that count?
Like a hug?
Yeah.
Okay. Back and see. Okay. You never give me a break.
I mean, it's like I'm talking to a brick wall.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Literally every time I try to talk to you, you just say K.
Lying. That's what you're doing. You're lying.
You have to die because he
said
said
L.
literally, and you started with L, so it's
Oh.
death by letter M.
How am I not?
Mamas!
Yes.
Not the L, it has to be death by letter M.
Oh.
So give me
Monopoly.
Dang.
What?
Maybelline.
Mattresses.
Mermaids.
Death by mermaids.
Monopoly.
You decide.
death by Maybelline product.
Yes.
Cosmetics product.
It's like the eyebrow stuff.
Show us your death.
So he's supposed to die himself.
Both of you are dead. Okay.
This is gonna be really. I'm gonna die in like.
I'm so
Can we talk about what we
You gotta do like count in your head.
No.
No,
You
it is
have to just
improv.
go with
The next letter.
I got to find out.
No. Well, we're gonna.
We're gonna give you.
I would like an artifact you would find in a drawer, in a junk drawer. Comb. The idea
Treasure
to
map.
start your conversation is a comb. In 5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Allie, is this your hair in my comb?
Beatrice, I don't use your comb.
Can you please stop lying about that?
Damn girl, I'm not lying.
Every time I ask you, you lie.
For real, I would not lay my hands on your comb.
God, I know you did. This isn't my hair.
Hair? In that comb?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
She said hair.
I'm gonna keep you.
Link is so
You
excited.
get to die by the letter I.
Wait, then how
By the
come?
letter I?
I know, I'm changing the rules.
Oh.
This is just because
I. Inanimate objects.
Icicle.
icicle. You have to show us your death by icicle.
Don't. I feel like I have to stand up because I'm behind.
Imagine there are icicles above my head, please, and I'm
Okay.
walking through a cave.
It's really fun to stare to look up. At them. The best view of an icicle is from below it. Honestly.
Can I have something you do outdoors?
Run. No. Run.
Mow the lawn.
Skydive.
Canoe.
You are at camp.
Wow.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All these bugs are really bothering me. Betty, I'm really done with your negative attitude. Caroline, I didn't even want to come. Well,
Oh, death! Die!
Death by what with letter D?
Death.
Death by
Donkey.
dinosaurs.
It causes Alzheimer's.
You're in.
Donkey.
Death by dinosaurs, please.
A dinosaur?
Oh my god!
That music is like
Jurassic Park.
Okay, how about an indoor activity?
No, and tennis is outside.
Monopoly.
Monopoly.
And C.
Alyssa, I see you moving your money.
Becky, I swear to God, I haven't touched the bank once.
Cheater!
Damn it. Stop catching me.
Every time we play Monopoly, you cheat the same way, so it's easy.
For real, stop accusing me of stuff I'm not even doing.
God sees you.
Is that wrong?
Die!
No, she's
Oh,
not.
she got it right.
H. Yeah, you're we.
Die!
How do I die?
Helicopter.
A helicopter?
That's my helicopter.
Okay, just imagine that. Oh,
I don't know.
okay. I'm doing a
Show
little
us.
work on my helicopter, right? And then I'm climbing up.
Show us.
Uh-oh, it turns on and...
Okay, you can work on that a little bit. Nice job, nice job. Is that the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, you stay.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm about to lose my letter.
I don't know my alphabet.
I don't know.
I don't either.
A B C D E F G H I J K L M N P Q R S T U V W X Y Z.
Okay, so you can join.
She's gonna win the whole thing.
Yeah, she's like...
ABC.
Where are they? What place?
Library.
Costco.
A strip club.
A strip club.
I've never been.
That's probably strip club's probably the most fun.
Strip club's fine. Okay, in 5, 4, everybody, 3.
3, 2, 1.
All day, baby, come on.
Boy. I don't appreciate what you're doing.
Come on, give it to me, let's go.
Did you say anything yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Die! Die! By diseases.
Really good, but it's time for you to go. Bye.
Is it D?
3 days.
Yes.
Do.
By diseases.
Do. Die by
You have to crap yourself.
You choose.
I'm gonna lose this game so fast. Record time.
Yeah, Elvis.
Applause. Give me a quality of temperature. Where are we in
Like
season
very hot.
temperature?
It's snowing.
Okay.
What is it? Hot or snowing? It is hot. It is hot.
Like 105
Like way
degrees.
too hot.
Like hot.
And quickly, together, 5, 4, 3.
2, 1. Action.
Allison, did you bring the sunscreen?
Boy, I don't even know what sunscreen is. I can't think right now.
Can you feel this heat? Oh my goodness.
Dude, yes, I feel the heat. I'm in it.
Every time we go to this desert, I just get roasted.
For real? Me too.
Wait a second.
Yes.
Yeah, no, she's good. She's good. She's good.
God, where's the next stop?
Hell.
I can't even see, like, where even are we?
Jerusalem. Probably.
Die.
By
Kale.
Hey. Hey.
by Kale. Both of you die by Kale.
Like the vegetable kale?
Yes. You can have a scene about it. You can interact.
Wait, so why do both of them die now?
Man, I love kale. It's my favorite.
she wants-
She picks her favorite.
Right. Wait, I'm actually allergic.
I guess me too.
I guess me too.
I want to see you die. Die.
I want to see you die.
I want to see you die. Die better. Die better.
Stella, death by Kale. Very nice. Woo, bravo. And actors, have a seat in the audience.
Hey,
Catherine.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's
Wait, that's a K.
another relationship. Who are they to each other?
Brother and sister.
Brother and sister. In 5, 4, 3. Come on, join me. 2, 1.
Andy, you do this all the time. I just cleaned the bathroom.
Bro, I didn't do it.
Can you please just help me clean it?
Yes, and.
Dude, I guess so.
Every time I clean the bathroom, I have to wipe the sink out. Could you just do that?
Fine.
Good, thank you. That's how you're supposed to do it.
How do I clean the sink? The mirror, I mean, actually. You just told me how to clean the sink.
It's like this.
Just like this?
Kill me now.
Literally, I would if I could, but
My God! Andy!
now don't get. You don't have to.
Is that a D?
No, don't.
Now?
No.
Now don't get too angry at me.
Oh my gosh, can we just clean?
Please, just yes, we can. Please. Okay. Back up.
Quick! Quick! Andy, quick!
I'm going as fast as I can.
Shit.
Okay. No, that's the.
By letter T.
T.
Both of you by letter T.
T.
Taylor.
Die by Taylor.
Wait,
You're in the same hall.
Taylor!
You're in the same
No,
hall.
it doesn't have to be like this. Oh no!
Go, Tay.
And death by Taylor. C. Nice.
I wanted to die by Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's
I was gonna sing and then die somehow.
El Chulea.
Taylor Swift is the
She
best.
stole your show.
Excuse you. How dare you say that while I'm
Oh, I think my
Taylor Swift is the best, Taylor.
We can all three.
Oh.
We need 4, so that's right. Let's go.
And then Casey. Okay, we need, where are they?
The jungle.
A clinic.
A clinic.
One dry.
Hey, just tell us.
You are in a jungle clinic. A clinic in the jungle. Everybody together. In 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Orisha, this giraffe be telling me stuff about, oh no, I can't speak his language. You're talking to animals again?
Die! Die!
Yeah,
Die by-
it threw me off. My mom's name is Bertha.
We love Bertha.
I'm not saying that.
C.
Die by cheetah. Cheetah.
Cheetah. You are.
Cheetah.
Sure, you're
Cheetos.
Cheetah. Death by cheetah.
They're in the jungle.
I believe it. Thank you, Casey. Okay. Andy, you stay. Kathleen joins you. And I have an indoor activity.
Shopping.
Let's get one.
Shopping. You are shopping. And together, can I hear you say? And
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
After we go to the mall, you want to get some food?
Boy, I sure am hungry.
Cool.
Where do you think we should go?
Chick-fil-A for sure.
And she said, and Chick-fil-A.
No, it was too
Terrible to
sweet.
you. They just want to see you go. Okay, die by letter.
D.
I think just she's dying, and then
just
we'll bring
dying.
the last. Okay, yeah. Give me some ideas.
Donuts.
Donuts. Die by donuts.
Diarrhea.
And
I never saw anybody die by
Yeah,
donuts.
I just said that.
What's the example?
Yeah, right.
oh,
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And the last final round. Can I have a article of clothing you would never be wearing in this building?
Lingerie.
A bra.
A bra. The
I'm wearing
same
a
is
bra.
about a bra.
Over top of your clothes.
A bra.
Just a bra.
I'm wearing a bra.
Okay, well, the same is about bras anyway. Let's give them 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Amy, I don't know if you can really wear that in here.
But it's really hot in here.
Can you just read like the code of ethics for the university?
Do you really mind this? Like, I mean, who's it bothering?
Even if it doesn't bother me, it's probably bothering somebody.
Forget it.
Yes, and.
Forget it. It's
So hard.
it's fine.
Good. I'm glad you feel good about yourself.
How about we just stop talking about it?
How about we do?
Oh, die.
Oh no!
And both of you stay up there. Let's give them a juicy death by the letter I.
Yeah, we're don't decline.
What?
It was a vine.
I ideas.
Iguanas.
Indians.
Yeah.
Indians.
That could be very sensitive.
iPhone. You must both. I really want to see it. Death by iPhone.
So, like, look right here. No, don't press that button! Don't press that button!
Yeah, that was good.
Nice. All right, everybody join me on the carpet for a seat in a circle.
Almost time to go.
How big
We have
was
8
the-
minutes, big circles, we all fit. Do you know what that would mean? We need to all fit.
No, he pushed a boy out.
Yeah, make my seat.
Okay, what did we review? What did we play?
Hiya.
Hiya,
Alphabet game.
the alphabet game. 3-line scene.
3-line scene.
We changed it to where you had to talk about, you had to do something that was different
That
from
was so hard.
what you were talking about. Tell me, with the last couple of games, doing the 3-line scenes variation and this alphabet, how did you play? What were things that happened for you? You know, if you were reflecting on your own successes, mistakes, things that made you laugh, that you saw, anything. How did you play the games?
All shaking.
Anxious the whole time. Isn't that feeling crazy? We're just playing. There's nothing at stake, and yet you're still like nervous. It's so.
Especially with like the alphabet game, I almost couldn't focus on like what we were doing because I was trying to think of the next letter.
Yeah.
So it was a little difficult.
Yeah.
It was so hard, like just doing improv, because like I'm so used to having a character and getting so into that character and like becoming that when we played the game that was like, don't be what you're doing. It was so confusing to like not establish a character and then move from there to just do something and then be a different like person kind of.
Yeah, some of you found it much easier to talk about something non-related, and others of you like almost couldn't help but talk about what you were doing. Does that make sense? For those of you that were able to shift, how did you do that? That struck me as really difficult, and some of you were able. What happened? What did you keep in mind to say something different from your actions? Does that make sense?
I was gonna say, well, I guess I'm such like, I follow directions so well that I can't help myself but like keep thinking like, oh, you have to do exactly, like you have to do something different than what like your action is.
It's a really
So
good
it's
student.
constantly, it's like the multitasking, so I'm constantly thinking about like what I'm supposed to be doing, even though it's different. I like knew I had it. Directions.
Wow, I want to be you. Anyone else?
I think going more slowly helped.
Taking
Thank you.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there is a tendency for people to want to just rush through things rather than taking a breath and having the space. I still come back to the Sarah example because who were you with again? It was you two, right? And like you just somehow were comfortable with not rushing, and that's a very unusual thing. Most of us are like, we just want to get it over with and mistakes and get out of there, and that's a very hard thing to learn to do. I think is just to be in the moment and not know. I struggle with that tremendously. What do you connect to these games? Again, going back to that initial question, how can you connect it to being a student at UGA, to social relationships, to your classes, to your field of study? What are the leaps metaphorically?
Don't be afraid to mess up.
Yeah. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
You know, I think sometimes that anxiety of screwing up prevents you from doing anything at all sometimes.
Like when you're in situations that make you uncomfortable, just like completely change the subject. You might have
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
something different.
Yeah. How to get us out of there in a different way, like not literally leaving, but like using communication strategies.
I was gonna say communication. It's really important in all the things that we did, and it's like important in basically any field or any major.
What specifically are you thinking about?
I thought it was interesting how easy it was to like read other people and like get into like a rhythm with someone without even like really like knowing. It was just kind of like body language and.
Yeah. I noticed my own tendency to keep wanting to remind you to say yes and to accept rather than deny, and I have to think of a way for us to work through that. That's something, it's hard for me to do in real life. You know, we're constantly doing yes, but. Yeah, that's a good idea, but what about this? And I'm telling you, in human relationships, in any field, when you are affirming or you feel affirmed, it moves whatever the project or task or conflict at hand forward much quicker if you feel heard, accepted, and built upon. And that's true in improv practice. So I'm going to look for activities as we go forward to how to build on what the offer is, rather than, you know, you're not cleaning it right, you're not doing it right, you're not, you know, and it's a funny tendency that keeps coming up, and it seems to be something that where I'm always working on that in my own improv troupe too. Anything else? Well, I had a good time. You guys are super funny. And I can't wait to keep going. And I'm terribly sad that I'm not going to be here for your first workshop with this.
I hope he teaches me how to be funny.
Oh, hey, you're already so funny. So it's
Not funny.
totally going to work well. And Kathleen will hold the vessel of the class. And we're both now on ELC. So if you need, you can ask either of us questions, but you know what's up for next week with discussion posts. We'll make it so that the first one, no matter what, if you didn't make points, whatever, it will go away. Your lowest score will go away. And the posting, I think, the content is really easy. So think of it as just next week, I really would like you to read that Sawyer article. He's a faculty member at UNC Chapel Hill in their College of Education, and he, for years, played for improv troops in Chicago. He's a pianist, so he did improv music for troops on the side while he got his dissertation in education. So I think it's an interesting article to read. I hope you enjoy it, and then you'll also be looking at resources and thinking about what game you're going to lead and what materials you need and what you need to remember to hold the vessel. That 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. Comments. Why? What purposes might that serve? And how did that? It got a little repetitive, is what I felt. But I also think it's useful to buy you guys time. What do you guys think?
Just breathe.
I feel like when you did it, it disrupted me a little bit because I was just like, I gotta get ready. But like when you do it like only once in the beginning, it's just like, okay, I can just go on and do it. Once you did that, I was just like,
I was gonna say it brings focus to the people who are doing stuff. So
Yeah.
that would cause like a little bit of anxiety, but also for everyone watching, it would bring them back to like, you know, make the actor know that they're anticipated.
Yeah. Well, go see, it's a technique that the UGA improv troupe uses regularly. And I think that used too often, it's trouble. But in order to cohere everybody to be focused, so I think we'll try to set it up at the beginning of games, let it run, do it again, let it run. But I hope some of you get to go this week to UGA Improv. I'm not sure actually if they've started up yet. You have to join the Facebook page. They announce when their first show is, and as soon as I hear it, I'll let you know. But they have a Facebook. They probably have other things too, and they lost a troupe member or two at the end of, because 2 graduated in December, and so that they're probably they're auditioning now. One of my students from FYO last semester is in callbacks for the troupe for this semester, which is so exciting. So maybe they're just I'm not sure actually if they'll have it this Friday, but when you go see them, because you will, you'll see how this technique is used in performance too. So,
I think there is one this Friday.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Because I got it, I'm signed up for like a theater like announcement thing.
How
And
do you sign up for a theater announcement thing? How do you do that?
I don't know, I just went to go talk to Miss Dina.
Oh, Miss Dina. I
Yeah.
know Miss Dina. Okay, do we just email her, or what do we do to get on a theater listserv?
I don't know. I'm not sure. They just added me. They were like, "Oh, you're a new theater major? Okay." And
Can you share the love if we want to add?
if I figure out how to.
Okay. If you do, I would like
Yeah,
to be added.
Is it like an app, or they just email you?
No, it's just like an email list thing. So, but they sent out like a bunch of different things going on.
If you can figure it out and pass on. If anyone's not on the group me yet, doesn't everybody get on Saeed's group me?
I don't have a group me yet, so
Okay.
I can have myself.
Okay. He's the person to connect with. And any other questions before we part ways?
Is the discussion due this Friday?
Yes. Yes. Always this Friday. So we meet on
There we go.
Wednesday, Friday. Get it out of the way. Read the article. Super easy article. Namaste.
Adios. Sayonara.
Gosh, I just remembered I have
Wiedersehen.
Right.